Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where I share my personal story, encouraging people to learn new languages, even though it's hard, even though we are not young. Today we are going to speak about English. It's really important language in the world. Doesn't matter where you are. You could be in China, you could be in Chile, you could be in Africa. If you know it, it's going to be useful for your life. Personally, I started speaking English at the age of 27. And the reason why it was so late, because of my limitation. The full storytelling video about limitation in learning, I will put in the description. We are human beings and often we complicate things. And it is related to learning new things as well. I remember in the first of the English classes in my school, teacher announced in English more than 10 time tenses. This information, it was so frustrating for me because in my mother tongue, mostly we use only three. Gelecek, учурчак, өткөнчак. Present, past, future. That's all, that's it. One day in YouTube I find a video, English classes with Dmitry Petrov. Dmitry Petrov is a professor, polyglot. He did TV shows with the TV channel Kultura. In this show, he claimed that in the end of episode 16, all of his students will speak English. And poor me, who was taking 5 years of English classes in school, 2 more years in university, still couldn't communicate in English. I said no, it's impossible. In 16 episodes, they will start to speak English? No. But his statement was so curious, in same time triggering me. And I said, okay, let's find out. In the first of his lesson, he said, guys, everybody knows in English there are more than 10 times, but for you guys, 3 time tense, by knowing them, you can start speak simple phrases. It could work for travel, take airplanes, order food, and also he added, in general, when you speak in your daily life, there are only 60 verbs that we use. For example, to eat, to sleep, to go, etc. And all of this information, 3 time tense, he put in one illustration. First he gave this information, after he put all of in one illustration, and together it blew my mind. Episode number 1, lesson number 1. What happened with me, all of the information in my brain about English came out like a puzzle together. And you couldn't believe I started speak English lesson number 13. I could just speak English. It was so cool and same time mind-blowing. I'm really grateful for Petrov. It's his personal method. Thank you, Dmitry. Also, thank you for channel Kultura. If you don't have any limitations and if you have motivation in learning English, for example, for me, I was dating with a foreigner and I had to communicate with him in English. And the reality, in our beginning of our relationship, we started with Google Translator. The name of this video is timing. I really know the timing when I met my husband and when I started to speak, communicate in real, not Google Translator. If you have real motivation, you need to apply to university, maybe you need to apply in an immigration program. You have real motivation and you still cannot speak English, I will tell you some reality. Maybe for someone it's going to be painful, but it is true. I just check out all of these lessons from Petrov. First episode has more than 10 million of views. Okay, there are 10 million people, they have real motivation, probably they don't have any limitation as well. They started, and episode number 16, the last lesson, it has 570,000 views. You can imagine Dmitry Petrov, he started his show with 10 students and he finished his show with only 1 student. and other 9 students just didn't show up. This is what's happening in our life. We know, everybody, you know, I know, that reality is simple. Reality is so simple, just we need to be more responsible for our lives. That's all. This is reality. Maybe it sounds ridiculous, but this is true. If you're still watching this video, I'm someone who speaks 5 languages, and each language I learn not because of I wanted to learn it, because I had to. And it's so hard sometimes. What I suggest, just don't complain and keep up your learning journey. If this video was useful, you can subscribe to my channel and share, and write in the comments your own story. Maybe you have really inspiring story about learning languages. I would be so happy to read it, and maybe it could be useful for someone. Thank you for your attention, and see you in my next story. See you, bye!